All right, we may just ignore the timer here because I don't know if I want to wait another 2 minutes to get going here. Hang on a second. Hang on one second. Yeah, we're not gonna. My timer was a little off because I was a little off getting going live here. I guess I wanted to show off the new front page there. What's going on, everybody? Welcome in. We're live on race day. It's Sunday, Memorial Day weekend here. Guys, race day on Dirt Track Untold. I'm hosting here the Dirt Track Untold page host, I guess. We're live here on Facebook and YouTube. Guys, welcome in. Hey, just tell me you're here. Say, hey, what's going on? What is this? Jordan, what's going on? Well, we're here on race day. We're going to be joined live in a little bit. Probably about 20 minutes or so. By two of the faces of the channel and the page, Mr. Mike Mahaney and Mandee Pauch Mahaney will be joining us in about 20 minutes or so, live from Weedsport Speedway, where Mike is racing tonight in the Heroes Remembered 100. But joining me today on this here race day live is one of my best friends, Mike Butler. We're going to bring him in a minute to help me kind of go over what we got going on, previewing today's race over at Weedsport. So Mike's going to help us out. Guys, welcome in. Hi, y'all. Guys, the Indy 500 just got over, so hopefully you're all juiced up on the racing today. We timed this perfect, where we're in between the Indy 500 and the Coke 600, and then we've got dirt racing over at Weedsport this Memorial Day weekend. Guys, welcome in. Say hi. Let me bring in, and I apologize for the kind of blockiness of how this is going to look. I'm going to work on it as we're live here. But welcome in, Michael Butler, unmute yourself, buddy. Come on in. You're welcomed in.
What's going on?
There's my guy. Crate sportsman extraordinaire, Mike Butler. The 2014 New Egypt Speedway track champion in the Crate Sportsman. Buddy, welcome in, and I appreciate you coming in and helping me out with this. Yeah, if you want to give yourself a little bit of an introduction of who you are, to some people on here that might not know who you are.
Well, thanks for having me on. And yeah, my name's Mike Butler, and just a regular old Saturday night dirt track driver.
Yeah, all right. Give yourself a little bit more credit than that. Mike is quite the talent as far as I'm concerned when it comes to being inside a race car and working on a race car. That's why there's really nobody that I would have picked better than maybe some of the people that are on this channel already. But to bring Mike in, help us kind of go over what we got going on, previewing the race here. Mike is obviously, like I said, champion in the crate ranks, race winner himself in the modified ranks as well. So seemed like the obvious choice, and and he's not bad to look at. You know what I'm saying? So, all right,
Don't
Mike.
tell too many people that. They won't believe you.
And like I said, we're going to be joined here in about 15, 20 minutes or so by the faces of Dirt Track Untold, live from Weedsport. But Mike, we'll start off. We'll talk about our experience last night at the racetrack live at New Egypt Speedway, where if our watchers obviously follow the channel, they saw that Billy Pauch Jr. took the win in the modifieds at New Egypt last night. Pretty great race.
Quite a welcome home to Billy Jr., huh?
Right. His first, well, not his first, his first race since, I guess, unofficially announcing that he's going to make New Egypt Speedway his home track. We're going to talk to Billy about that. We're going to talk to Billy about that tomorrow on Monday Night Live. But a great race. Tricky racetrack in New Egypt last night. You were on it. What do you have to say
Yeah.
about how it was
Well, you
last
got
night?
to give the track the props, because they had a lot of rain during the week, and it's kind of tough to know what to do to the track, right? When you get a lot of rain during the week, and then to make matters worse, they groom the track to get the track ready for us, and then we run warm ups, and then we get a downpour for 10 minutes, and
Yeah,
it wasn't light rain. It started off light, and the end of it was probably about a 2 minute downpour that really kind of made things difficult for the track. They stuck it through and they gave us the best racetrack they could for the night, and
for sure.
it gave the track a lot of character. That's what we like to use as race car drivers because we don't like to call it rough. Kind of when anyone calls it rough, people like to think that we're talking bad about the racetrack. And for what they were given, they could have just sent us home.
For
I
sure.
was at Grandview last week when it rained, and they sent everybody home, and it's rough as a driver when you get to run warm ups, you get your car dirty, and then you gotta go home. It's unfortunate. So it was nice that they stuck it through. Um, I give the track props. They
Yeah.
worked on it. They gave us a track, and we raced all night long, and there was really no carnage either. I mean, yeah, it had bumps,
Hmm.
but the drivers did a good job.
Yeah.
So the track did a great job. The drivers did a good job of what we had. Everyone knew that we were getting an unfavorable track with the amount of rain, and it was a great show if you ask me. I mean, where did Billy come from? I don't think he came from second or third. He came pretty deep,
Hmm.
right?
Yeah.
Danny came from 15th or 14th, and he ended up finishing second. So there was plenty of passing.
Yeah. Yeah. It was still a very racy racetrack, which you'll get when there's a lot of bite, and fast cars still moved forward. But if anything, it kind of gave, maybe a little bit of something for maybe some guys that don't have quite the horsepower to kind of hang on to and race with those guys. And those track conditions make your race harder, and still the cream rose to the top. Um, much like you did when it came down to the crate feature.
Yeah, we had an unfortunate series of events.
Yeah.
We had a fast car in the beginning, and the car shut off on me. We had to go back to the rear and drove it back up to eighth. So there was
Yeah.
plenty of passing out there. You just, had to be a little bit more patient.
Yeah.
Um, because bounce through the holes. It's tough because you normally are able to predict where people are going to be, where they're going to go, and you hit a hole and the car goes across the track, or the car in front of you goes across the track, and it just got to be more patient out there. And I think the drivers did a good job of being patient out there and not destroying every car out there through the
Yeah.
holes.
It
So
definitely could have been much worse. I mean, obviously, I'm not the one that has to unload the race cars today and you know assess any kind of shock damage or any other damage to the race car. So who am I to say? But a lot of guys could have junked their stuff, and instead it was they played smart and everybody got through the night.
yeah, Mother Nature hasn't been friendly to the
For
Northeast
sure.
racing. So I mean, we've had I think 5 rainouts at New Egypt already.
Yeah.
So it was nice to have them push through the show and, like I said, give us something to race.
Yeah. You talked about Grandview. Jeff Strunke ended up winning at Grandview last night, which hey, that's it's like unheard of, right?
Yeah,
Um,
well, it's good to hear his name back in victory lane, though. It's been a little bit.
yeah. Strunk won over at Grandview. Logan Watt finished second. So that's good to see the kid running up front there. I don't know what did Clay, Mike's brother Clay Butler runs at Grandview. Did Clay say what the track conditions were like over at Grandview?
I didn't get to talk to him too much. I know that he finished fourth and pulled off. He had some issues.
Yeah.
So, but I mean, started fourth. I think I said that. Yeah,
Yeah.
started fourth
Started
and had to
fourth.
pull off. So, yeah, I'll talk to him a little bit about that during the week and see what we can get to get him better too.
Yeah. I know it's a bit of an adjustment. I mean, he's obviously one that likes being back on the right side Panhard, but it's still a bit of an adjustment to get everything dialed back in for him over there.
Yeah, and he took the year off too, so that
Hmm.
really
Yeah.
does hurt. Losing some time on these guys.
Um, Not sure how the track conditions were over at Bridgeport, but Dylan Stoyer ended up picking up the win. Kale Ross was second. Rick Laubach was third. One of our competitors today over at Weedsport, Stuart Friesen picked up the win at Fonda. Again, not like that's a surprise, but good run for Stewie to pick up a win over at Fonda. And really, the only other racetrack that ran looks like just Lebanon Valley and New Egypt Speedway. New Egypt Speedway with, obviously, we talked about Billy picking up the win. Danny Buck finished second. You talked about Danny. Wade Hendrickson, the Flying Farmer, finished in third. But Andy Bicchetti won over at Lebanon Valley. And Brett Haas picked up the other win. They must have had a makeup feature there. But that's really it when it comes to modified racing. This weekend, obviously, getting wet, like Mike was just talking about. Mother Nature not really playing nice when it comes to us up here in the Northeast. Doesn't look like anybody got any racing in on Friday. I know the Port Royal was trying to run the sprint cars out there, and I think they had to delay everything till last night, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah. Yep, they ran last night and running again today. So
Yeah. Yep,
nice to see what that race out there. That's a lot of money they're racing out for.
Yeah. Go to my comments here real quick. What do we got? I'm here. Yeah, Mandee will be with us live with Mike later on. Probably here in the next 10 minutes or so. Hey, there's Clay. There's Papa Clay, I believe. Watching from Georgia, Mike. Yep. Yes, Clay. Yep. Thank all the competitors in New Egypt there for getting the show in. It was for having a delay. New Egypt got the show in, right?
And it got done pretty early. I mean, what were we, 10:30? We were done?
We were out of there before 10:30.
Yeah.
I think we were at Wawa at 10:30.
The old Wawa stop.
What's his opinion on left first right side panhard? Yay or nay? Asking you, Mike.
Well, I ran both. The left side panhard definitely has a lot more grip, but I don't know if that's just because of the shock technology these days, you know? I was actually talking, I think we were talking to Go Down about it last night because I had talked to Danny about it because he went to Grandview. Danny Buck went to Grandview a couple weeks ago and he had to obviously put the right side on. And he said that he couldn't feel much of a change in the grip. And like I said, the shock technology and the advancement where we are there, he didn't see much of a difference. And I mean, I don't see much of a difference in the racing at Grandview. I haven't been or seen anything at Big Diamond yet, but it still seems the same pretty racy, lockdown cars at Grandview. So I don't see a huge difference in it, but I still feel like the left side's where you need to be.
Yeah, I think it comes down to, like you were talking about, the shock technology is probably the biggest part of that. There is a difference and a grip difference when it goes from the left side to the right side or vice versa. But I don't think it was as big. It doesn't seem like it was as big of a, like, oh my God, this is a huge thing. It seems like everyone's kind of like, oh, okay, it's different, but it's still, you're still seeing the fast cars be the fast cars.
Right. Yep.
And it doesn't seem like even the guys that, have been around for a long time, they seem to just be like, it's a little different, but not by much. That seems to be the.
I wasn't sure how it was going to go from when I heard about Big Diamond and Grandview going back to the right side. I honestly thought you would have seen maybe a little bit more cars on bars at first. And then when you got to thinking about it, you're like, well, no, I still think you're going to see everyone on coils. And that's it. I went to Grandview, like I said, last week. New Egypt wasn't racing with the crate, so I went to Grandview to help Clay out. And I went through the pits, and 98% of the cars were still on coils with the right side. And I looked at Clay, and he was on bars, and I said, you got to get back on a coils. You got to get back on a coils. So he went back on coils this week, and he felt good. And I think the coils is, like I said, the shock technology today is just so far advanced that there's not much of a difference whether you're going left or right side.
Yeah, and everyone's invested the time and the money into it, and a lot of guys have figured out what they want. And it seems like the way to go. I got screaming children in the room next to me.
Can't even hear him. You're good to go.
um, all right, well, let's lead into what we got going on at Weedsport before the Mahaneys join us here in a little bit. So we've got, so I talked about it a little bit, obviously, when I introed in, but we have the Heroes Remembered 100. It's the first of two Super Dirt Car races, Super Dirt Car Series races this weekend. They're going to be running today at Weedsport and then tomorrow at Thunder Mountain. So they're going to get started. We're actually going to lead right up into the coverage on Dirt Vision. So if you want to watch the race at Weedsport tonight, the 100 lapper, you can watch that on Dirt Vision. And we're going to lead right up to when their coverage starts at 5:45. So 5:45, we'll be getting out of here. But today they're going to get started. We're going to talk to Mike and Mandee here in a little bit. But Michael, why don't you kind of give me your 2 cents of what you think is going to go down here at Weedsport, and who's got the hot hand going in here to this race?
Well, you got to talk about the hottest driver in the Northeast dirt racing, Matt Williamson. I mean,
Yep.
he's on a heater right now. What's it, 6 wins in a row?
Yeah, I believe he's got 5 in a row, or no, 6 in a row. I think that's
Yeah.
what it said in his weekly racing. So
Yeah, I mean, he's the guy that's winning all the races right now. And Money
yeah,
Matt, when it comes down to it, he's one of the top three, the big names. They say the big three between Matt Williamson, Matt Shepard, and Stuart Friesen. Like all three are going to be there. Those are the three you got to watch. But never count out some of the other guys.
yeah, oh yeah. And then you got guys like the point. You can't count out a guy like the point leader right now, which was a
Right.
surprise to me when I was going through some of this stuff. I didn't even realize that Alex Yankowski had been having such a great year leading up in the Super Dirt Car Series. But Alex is leading the points right now, and I pulled the points up. He's got a 3-point lead. Or no, this is the national points. My bad. I apologize for that. I was looking up. I have to ask Mike the difference between the national and the series points. What comes to that, but he has an 11-point gap over Matt Williamson between first and second there. Eric Rudolph in third. But Alex obviously having a great year with no wins yet.
Nothing flashy, right? Just being consistent,
Yeah.
just constantly putting yourself in position. You don't have to win every race. You don't have to win any race. If you're just constantly putting yourself up in the top there, like he's doing, he's just being consistent and being there.
Yeah. Yeah, LJ Lombardo picking up the win. Um, Picking up a win earlier, and then obviously Stuart Friesen, he won at New Egypt. So you have those guys, and only 2 feet. We sit here and it's like, oh, it's a huge surprise with 2 features, but still being that consistent, being in the top 5, both of those runs, now that puts you in the point lead. And with a series schedule that isn't really that long, when you talk about the Super Dirt Car Series, you just keep those that consistency going. And Alex is going to put a couple wins together. He does have wins already up north this season. So the wins will come too. So he'll be a tough, and he's one of the hot drivers as well. So he's going to be tough to catch.
He's always going to be up front.
And that'll probably prove even further tonight. I believe he's going to be running the whole tour, so he'll be there tonight as well.
If he wasn't running the whole tour before, being a point leader now, I think he's locked himself into it, right?
Yeah. I was reading before that I think he's got everything locked down between his own 84 car. He's going to be running the Atlas 66 as well. So he's got to split up his schedule between cars, but he's definitely going to be running them all coming up the rest of the season. And then after today, they have tomorrow, like I talked about, at Thunder Mountain, and then they will be going to Big Diamond, I believe is the next race So there'll be a Big Diamond on June 3rd for the Super Dirt Car Series.
June's already almost a week and a half away.
I know. That's
a week away, actually.
I saw June 3rd. I was like, that's actually not that far away. That's only like a week away. So they got the 2 races this weekend, and then they're going to be hopping in on the 3rd, which will be next Tuesday. So you can watch them at Big Diamond in Pennsylvania after this weekend of racing. Let me see here. let's talk. We got so they're going to be running Thunder Mountain again tomorrow, or again the series will be running tomorrow. Thunder Mountain. Have you ever raced up there? Have you run any of the tracks up north other what that we're going to be going to here?
Not to any of these two. I mean, obviously we ran Big Diamond, but
Yeah.
not Weedsport and not Thunder Mountain. I have not made a trip up there. I've been up to what now is Outlaw.
Yes.
That's the furthest up north I've been. And I've raced at Utica Rome a couple times, and I have a love-hate relationship with that place.
You mentioned Big Diamond as well. You have a love-hate relationship with Big Diamond as well.
No, it's just a hate relationship.
Big Diamond and you don't agree on some things.
Yeah.
Yeah, I actually had the chance
unique, but
yeah, I actually had the chance to run Thunder Mountain for a big money show back in the day. Really cool track. The shape and the way it raced was very similar to New Egypt, which really worked into my hand. So I'm sure that'll be an exciting show tomorrow as well. Now we got two mics in here. There he is. Is he joining us from inside the race car? Let's see here. Do I have to unmute or... Hang on. Hang on. There you go. Surprise. I
can't hear you.
Why can't you hear me?
Can you hear me?
I can hear you a little bit better now.
Oh,
Yeah,
is that better?
Was the car running?
Yeah, we're warming it up. Get ready. So here we are at Weedsport.
All right, Mike's here, guys.
This is our pit area. You got me on here?
Yep, you're there.
Okay, so this is our pit area. There's our race car, the trailer. Do a little tour here.
All right, let's do it.
So we got our pit box here with all our tools ready for pit stop. We've got all of our Tim. We got Tim Mosley here. Brought me a new Milwaukee die grinder. Check that out. We got Art is fixing the door because the door keeps popping open. And we got our tires ready to go here for all the different sessions. Yeah, there's no Jordan's gonna be watching it. Oh yeah, here we got the guys watching. We're watching.
All right.
I'm on. You guys are watching.
What the hell?
We got Jim, and he can comment in person instead of in the down below.
Yeah, there you go.
Okay. I'll be right back. Yeah, so I don't know if you guys have never been to Weedsport. It's all grass pit area.
Yeah, okay.
It's pretty, even though we got a little bit of rain the last whole week, it's not super soft. I don't think too many people have been stuck.
Okay.
But you can see all the cars here. There's a ton of modifieds. I don't
how
even
many
know.
how many are you thinking?
I haven't even had a chance to walk around and see them all.
Yeah.
There's a lot.
Right.
I think it's got to be 50. I don't know.
That's a great car count.
Yeah.
Good to see,
Got the Dirt Vision guys there. Got the ambulance guys here. Hi guys. I'm gonna show you guys a racetrack real quick.
Awesome.
Got walking up. So
everyone's saying hi, Mike.
Camera.
There you go.
So, here's the racetrack. It's looking pretty tacky. We've had a lot of rain around this area, but they've got the Packer trucks and they've had them on the track, and it's not like I can walk on it.
Right.
But Weedsport's normally a drier surface come feature time, so I think for this place, I think that this is really going to benefit. Like, we're going to have some awesome racing here.
Awesome.
Because we got height in the racetrack all the way top to bottom. And
right.
I mean, they really did it in really nice here too. So hopefully we can pack it in and get rolling here. I think we get rolling drivers meeting at 5:30, and then hot lap shortly after. So, what's going on over there? You guys got any questions or anything?
What car's running tonight?
Josie.
Josie.
Yep. What do we
Okay.
got? Mandee jumping in here?
I don't know.
I'll do you.
I don't know.
Well, anyway, questions.
Hold on,
what do you
Mike.
expect
Did
for
did you mute yourself?
me?
No.
No.
The other Mike.
Oh, the other mic.
No, the other
The
Mike.
important mic.
Am
The
I
important
back?
mic.
There you go. Now I hear
Yeah,
you.
there you are.
Now we got you.
Am I back?
Yep.
Yes.
Am I back? There we go.
Yeah, you're back.
All right, sorry about that, guys. Yeah, I mean, for those of you that have been on here, like, this looks exactly like iRacing, other than you don't have that cone that you have to drive in around to
Yeah.
go back.
Yeah. Yeah.
You got here's the scales. You got this grandstand section here for the daring. You know, if you really want to have a sprint car in your lap, you can sit there and get really close to the action.
Yeah.
So
They said my race pass has 46 big blocks signed in.
oh, that's awesome.
So
That's awesome.
that's a healthy car count. That's good to see. You know what I mean? So,
Yeah. Yeah, that's
So you had a bunch of tires prepped and ready to go. Like, do you expect tire wear? I mean, obviously tonight being that you have a lot more moisture in the track, maybe not so much, but on a normal night, is there a good amount of tire wear there?
No, there's zero tire wear at Weedsport. This place has almost no stone or grit in the track. It's pure clean clay, and we'll be able to run the tires after 100 laps. You'll be able to run them another 100 laps. It's just It's crazy how nice they'll be at the end of the race. The only thing you would maybe end up with is if you oversiped, you could chunk right rear or something. But the reason I have so many tires prepped is you just don't know with weather and everything on what you're going to have for staggers. So we have them in half or quarter-inch increments, every size, already prepared it with sipes and grooves, and they're all ground up, wrapped, and ready to go. So, because like these shows are fast-paced. You unload the car, you go to the driver's meeting, and you're immediately like, okay, we're gonna roll out for hot laps. As soon as you're done with the hot laps, you're bolting tires on and rolling out for time trials, and then you're bolting more on and rolling out for the heat race. It's just like there's no let up. So we're really go at a fast pace here.
Yeah, you got to make sure you have everything prepared. So, you know, that kind of goes into having all your different tire selections ready to go. And, you know, you can't have guys scrambling around if you have to make a last minute decision. So that makes sense. I like how you described that it was similar or as similar to Weedsport on iRacing.
Well, I mean, it looks just like it, right? But racing wise, I think, you know, you just see a lot of the racing here is like bottom to middle. But tonight you might see more of a top because there's more moisture in the track.
Mm-hmm.
But it might be narrow early because there's so much moisture. So you'll just when the track gets really wide and I'm looking forward to this. I really think Weedsport likes water. So
good. Yeah. How much does the track actually widen out? Does it get out like towards the fence over there?
Yeah, so it'll get right up to the fence, entering like down the backstretch, entering the 3. We stay away from the fence a little bit off of 4 and into 1.
Right.
But off of 2 down the dog leg or whatever you want to call it, it's you know, you can right up by the wall.
Nice. Are you excited to get back to Thunder Mountain tomorrow?
Yeah, I've been there in a little while, and last year, I think the track locked in on the bottom a little early, but I think they like knowing that it was their first series race in a while. I think they're going to do a whole different preparation, and it will probably have a really good surface. They've had really good racing weekly there, but they've also had a ton of rain. which is also going to help them too. I think that track's
Yeah.
going to benefit from the action glacier, and I don't think you'll see what you saw last year in that race. So it'll be very entertaining.
Real quick here. Who is racing tonight? We got Mike racing tonight. Billy is racing, but he's over at the Pagoda Speedway with BP3. We got Mike just over at Weedsport, getting ready here. Wish I could watch her be there. Same with us, guys. Everyone's saying go Mike Mahaney, so you can know that everyone's cheering you on there, Mike.
Thanks everybody for the support. Really looking forward to this. I'm excited to try out this new pre-race show. I think that it's a cool concept that you're doing, and it's just going to be nice. Like we could talk about all kinds of things leading up to a race. When it's over, it's cut and dry. Like we know who won.
Yeah.
We know, you know what I mean? But this is a time when, you really don't know there's 46 cars here that you don't really know who's going to win. There's a few favorites out there, and you can talk about stats and who's been running good, but we really had quite a break since New Egypt to regroup, and guys have got a little experience at different tracks in between, and so I think you'll see a whole different deal out there. Sorry, we ran Albany, Saratoga.
Albany.
Yeah, but even both of those events had different guys up front, so it's been a cool series this year. And this one's going to be a whole nother kind of curveball with just the track additions today.
Right.
It's not your typical Weedsport, so it's going to be cool.
Yeah. What do you think has been your biggest change as a team in that? I mean, we're talking about a month since you guys have run a Super Dirt Car Series race. Like, what do you think has been the biggest improvement for you?
Well, we were very good. I felt we were very good at the Albany Saratoga Series race. And from then on, we've had bad draws and handicap kind of plague us. But last week we got to second from the handicap, and I was really happy with that run. And we're able to pass cars and move. So, and that's what we need to be able to do in case we get not a great draw in the redraw tonight. First of all, we have to qualify in the redraw and do a nail our time trial, but then once you're in it, you can't guarantee that you're going to draw a good number, and you ought to be able to pass, whether you got to draw 12 or 10 or something. And we've been able to do that recently at Albany with our big block, and that's a huge improvement from last year. We weren't able to do that. Last year we were kind of just struggling to pass. And it's just we haven't had the speed, and I'm hoping that this the track's been slick at Albany, so I'm hoping that correlates to here during the 100 lapper. I don't think it's going to apply to the hot laps and time trials, but by the time we get to the 100 lapper, it could apply. Okay, we got Mandee filming me being filmed by my phone.
Hi.
Hello.
We made it.
So
hey,
we'll put this right in the blog.
How are we doing?
we're doing fantastic. How are you guys?
What are we talking about?
We're everything.
Race cars.
Race cars.
Race cars. It's windy and cold in New York, but it's a great day for a race.
Forgot to mention that we showered Mandee this morning for
Well, you too.
baby. Well, me
I took
too.
a shower.
Yeah.
I
But,
took a shower.
we
Yeah.
took a shower this morning.
That conversation could have gotten way different.
Yeah.
It could have definitely
Usually
taken off in
lock yourself
in a way weirder direction. So the New York shower happened, right? So the New York baby
The New York shower.
Yeah.
Okay.
We still got a New Jersey South shower coming up, but
The South Series shower will happen later on, right?
Yes.
we had a
To be determined.
great time with some friends and family today, and now we get to go racing too. So it's been
Did you
been
know
awesome.
what you drew?
Well,
I think Lance drew number 1.
Oh,
Which, of course,
right.
we draw great on a night that it does not matter what you draw because this just puts us out first
First group.
for the hot laps and the time trial. So,
So-
that could be good, I guess. I mean, if you're going to have the wetter track.
yeah, you'll get the best racetrack.
Yeah.
So that works out. Yeah, no, it's exciting. I was much more excited before I remembered that you have time trials. But hey, oh well.
Yeah.
Well, that's
Yeah.
good.
He's gotta go fast.
Well, yeah, he still has to go fast no matter what, right?
Yes.
Perfect.
Did you mention our new merch, Jordan?
I haven't gotten that far,
Okay, sorry.
Oh man.
but well, we
Oh,
might
I'm
as well
Taking
now.
your job.
But we might as well do it now because yeah, I got to get my hands on that. That's a clean shirt.
Well, we have some red, white, and blue
Yep.
Memorial Day shirts.
You
Do you have any there to show?
It says "Let Dirt Fly" and "Freedom Ring."
There you go.
Who's wearing one? Is anybody wearing one right now?
Yeah.
Unfortunately,
Fortunately, we sent them all over there
Okay.
so that people can buy them.
they're selling it right now.
Good.
But we've already released them on our website. You can buy online or you can buy here at the racetrack. Either way works.
Mike
What's
Mahaney
that
We
got-
have
website
gray
again?
and white.
Good, Mike.
What's that, Mike?
What's that website again?
Oh, it's MikeMahaneyRacing.com.
There you go.
There you go, everybody.
Thanks.
It's in the it's if anyone forgets, it's in the link. The link is in the description of the video on YouTube. If you're on Facebook,
Good you go.
you got to work a little harder. Sorry. All right. So what
you
do we?
guys are awesome. Have a great show. I'm going to get to work here on this car.
To see, I know you got to
You're
get a driver's
racing?
meeting to get to as well.
Yeah.
Hype it up and I guess keep following along on the show. And then you can watch the behind the scenes action tomorrow.
And if you join Club DTU, you get to hang out with this guy.
There's my guy right there.
He's in the Discord chat all the time with all of his hilarious jokes.
He's watching us.
He's on there.
I'm live.
Yeah,
Well,
that's
semi-live.
I love it. I love it.
We're
He's our
we're
biggest.
very
He's the
connected.
biggest supporter, right?
We're having fun. Yes.
Yeah, this is the time that you have
In
fun
there,
at the
keeping
racetrack. Is
everybody updated.
pre-race. You have fun at the most fun at the racetrack is pre-race, right?
Luckily,
So,
especially when we've been rained out three days in a row and everything is ready, so you're not like thrashing to get done. We've had a minute to kind of chill out before the drivers' meeting. So
I know. I was hoping I would be able to talk to like, oh, hey, how was last night or how was this night? In every race you've been rained out.
Yeah, a lot of rainouts, but the racing we have gotten in has been pretty fun, and we're doing okay. So
Good.
Looking forward to seeing where this goes because this is one of my favorites. We got an engine firing up, so I'm gonna let you guys go.
Thank you,
Have
brother.
a great show. I'll talk to you.
Appreciate
Well,
it,
good
Mike.
luck.
Thank you.
And
Good luck.
finish a perfect day off with a victory, all right?
Can't hear you.
All right, fair enough. Hey, Mike Mahaney and Mandee Pauch Mahaney dropping by, talking to us, the couple of schlubs that we are here, but cool to see the racetrack. I know I said it already, but like I honestly love the fact that he was like, hey, it's just like you would see on iRacing, because that's the only place I've ever seen it.
Yeah, right. Same thing here. But it was nice to get that behind the scenes look, go through the track, and especially for people like myself who have never been there to get an idea. You know, like walking through the pits is not something that everyone gets to experience. So you got to see that and go out and see how they get onto the track and everything like that. So
Yeah.
it's just a cool different view. So that place is going to get real busy with 46 big blocks, and I got to check. I'm gonna check right now while we're waiting. But see how many sportsmen they have there for the support too, to see how many cars they're gonna have, because 46 big blocks, that's a lot of cars.
Usually, I mean, we see it at most tracks. You're going to see probably 20, at least 20 more in sportsman cars. So
Yeah,
I would guess somewhere in the
48 big
60s.
block entries and 48 sportsman
Oh, okay.
entries.
All right. So then
And it says
Even.
305 CRSA sprint entries. I don't know if they're just doing warm-ups with them. I didn't see them on the schedule earlier.
I did not see them on the schedule, but that's cool. Almost 100 cars at the racetrack for Memorial Day weekend kickoff over
Well, if you count the sprint cars, it is 100 cars on the track.
Yeah.
It's awesome.
Yep, that's good stuff to see over at Weedsport. Yeah, beautiful facility from pictures that I always see. of the place. So one day, maybe maybe one day we get to do something like this little thing live at a racetrack if we're both not racing,
Or we could do it at the racetrack anyway, because if you go to New Egypt, you're going to get Billy Pouch Jr. and all that crew now. So you could come and do that there.
Yeah, you never know. Maybe someday. Started talking a little bit about it. So let's see here. We have 100 laps over at Weedsport. Mike was talking about the track conditions being a little bit wetter because of all the rain and it being different. I honestly wasn't expecting him to say that there really isn't a lot of tire wear. That was honestly a surprise to me. I mean, I'm sure there will be some after 100 laps, but that was a bit of a surprise to me.
That's why I asked. I was wondering because tire wear does play into the factor. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
When you're coming down to who's going to win at the end, who can take care of their tires. Now, maybe there doesn't wear the tires, but you're definitely going to put heat into them. So it's still going to play a factor in who doesn't overheat their tires and has the best piece at the end,
And there's still a tire selection to be made there as well for 100 laps. So
get the D300s, D400s, and D500s, which based off what he was telling me, I mean, you're probably going to see just 3 or 400s.
Yeah, and that's what I was thinking. The 500s. That probably isn't even in the conversation. It sounds like a 3 or 4 would be the options on the table for those guys tonight. If the tire wear is the way he said it is, and that's again
right.
Surprised at that. Sounds like the same when it comes to tomorrow over at Thunder Mountain. He'll be faced with the same kind of decisions of not having to deal so much with the tire wear. All right. Well, I think we're going to call it there, Mike.
Well, I appreciate you having me on. It's nice to
we pretty much went through the whole rigmarole there. I don't want to hold you up too much longer. I know
we're good
down at the shore enjoying time with the family.
Yep. But
I appreciate you taking from coming on a little earlier here, over an hour of your time with me. I appreciate it, buddy.
Not a problem at all. I appreciate you having me. I'm glad to do anything I can that would help out the racing community and you guys. You guys are family, you know that.
I appreciate it, buddy. And we'll talk to you soon. Hopefully you get to do something like this again coming up with some racing in the future.
You got it. I appreciate you.
Thank you.
I'll see you.
Mike Butler, everybody. Signing off. All right. Appreciate Mike coming on and hanging out and talking some racing with us here on Race Day. We had Race Day over at Weedsport with Mike racing the Heroes Remembered 100 over at Weedsport Speedway. Guys, the Dirt Vision coverage will be taking over in looks like about 20, 25 minutes. I like how we were nestled in here between the big national races as well, the Indy 500 and the Coca-Cola 600. But I don't want to hold anybody up too much longer as well. I want you guys to enjoy time with your family this weekend and also take the time to remember what this weekend is about. Those that have served our country, and paid the ultimate price for our freedom. So we appreciate everybody in the military and all that they've done to give us the opportunity to go racing and to do all the other things that we are free to do in this country. So take time to reflect on that this weekend while you're spending time with loved ones, your friends and family, cooking your hot dogs and hamburgers and drinking some smooth, cool beer or some liqueur, whatever you get into, and enjoying yourself this weekend. Everybody, I appreciate you stopping by and hanging out with us. Remember to check out the new merch, like Mike and Mandee were talking about, over on Mike Mahaney's over on Mike's website, MikeMahaneyRacing.com. You can check out Billy Pouch Jr.'s merch as well, guys. Speaking of Billy Pouch Jr., he's also racing today over at Pagoda with BP3. But tomorrow we will still have Monday Night Live. normal time, Monday Night Live. Billy Pauch Jr. will be joining me tomorrow, and we got plenty to talk about. We got a win to talk about. We had the decision to where he is now calling his home on Saturday nights to talk about. So come back tomorrow on Dirt Track Untold's YouTube channel and Facebook page. We'll be live on both like we are every Monday night. Monday Night Live. Me and Billy Pauch Jr. will be talking about everything racing, the win from last night in New Egypt, and his decision to race weekly at New Egypt. And we'll be getting into all that and everything in between and around that. So you can join me there. Join Club DTU for the inside access. They were talking about the Discord that you get access to when you are in Club DTU, the Patreon page. You get access to the Discord where you can talk to Mike, Mandee. You get to talk to Jim Mahaney. You get to hang out with everyone else in the club. You get early access to merch and all the other content that they provide over here on Dirt Track Untold. Guys, I think that's it. I think that's going to be it for me. Let me get to some questions. Sorry, I kind of skipped over a few questions here, guys. My bad. Here watching California. Okay. Bunch of checker flags. Thank a veteran today. Absolutely. There you go. He did not race Devil's Bowl. That got rained out. What do I think about NASCAR broadcasting 5 races on Amazon Prime? You got to spread out where racing is. There's obviously dollars and cents pay the bill. Obviously pay the bills, and they have the right. I'll just put it this way: they have the right. They have the right crew that's going to be on camera to put out a good product. So I think it remains to be seen. We'll see how the coverage goes today and see how the racing is. And ultimately, like I said, it puts racing in front of probably a newer crowd as well. Everybody has Amazon Prime, so I think it's a good deal. Need more dirt racing. Hopefully that kind of stuff gets out there. Yeah, and if you're at Weedsport and you were joining in, appreciate it. If you're not there and you want to watch it, Dirt Vision will be firing up here in about 15 minutes, so you can watch it over on Dirt Vision. And like I said, if you want to join the behind the scenes action, you can go over to Club DTU on Patreon and you'll get some behind the scene access. What they got going on at the races over tonight and every other race day. Corey, how do you feel about Larson's double this year? It's a shame that he I was watching it as I was getting ready for this. It's a shame that he was unable to keep it together there. Didn't even make it to halfway, or just almost made it to halfway. I think just I don't know. I don't know if he's I don't know. It's a shame. I wanted him to at least make all 1100. Get every lap in Indy, get every lap in at the 600. Obviously, he would be a contender at the 600. He still will be, but it's a shame that the double wasn't completed. It would have been cool. That's 2 years in a row now. So I don't know if any more are on the table for him. I know it's a lot of stress for his teams and for him. So it's a shame that he wasn't able to complete all the laps at Indy, and so now it's he's over at Charlotte early, and so, but still great exposure for racing across the board. Kyle Larson's definitely a generational talent, so we'll hopefully he gets another chance. So we'll go from there. All right, that's it, everybody. Once again, appreciate y'all for stopping in and hanging out with us, doing something a little bit different here. Race day on Dirt Track Untold. Make sure you like the video and you're subscribing to the Dirt Track Untold channel. And again, stop over and collect the guys' merch, Mike and Billy's, and BP3, and the Dirt Track Untold merch as well. And check out Club DTU. And come back tomorrow night for Monday Night Live. I'll be talking to Billy Pauch Jr. about about all the things he's got going on and all the things that are exciting. So check back in tomorrow. Enjoy all the racing this weekend. And that's it. I'll see you guys tomorrow night. Have a good night.